Yo, what's going on, everybody? So I'm running a little bit late. It is 1:02 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois, but it is time for another live stream. Today is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Normally we would do trivia on a Tuesday, but the day just got away from me today. It was just one of those days. You know, I'm not going to completely blame the triathlon training for it, but it does take quite a bit of extra time because I did a shorter but intense workout today. Then I also did a swim and then put those things together, and a lot of my morning got taken up. I had actually had a work call. I guess you can call them work calls about a potential new product that I'm going to be or service that I'm going to be testing out for the channel. So like just stuff to stuff. So sorry about that, guys. I'm feeling a little bit flustered, but I'm here with my afternoon coffee, fresh brewed. So things are all right. And now it's time to settle in for the live stream. Everyone listening in on the podcast, hope you guys are having a good run today. Hope it wasn't too hot. Today on my run, it was super hot. One of like the hottest days that I've run in a long time. And not that the temperature was even that bad, but just like the humidity was unbearable. Got the workout done though. And then it did make it feel really nice to go swimming afterwards. And then everyone watching on YouTube after the fact, welcome to you guys too. And hopefully you guys have a nice recovered beverage to enjoy while you're watching this. All right, let's see who we got here in the chat. We got Vincent Benieres coming in first, says, happy hot Tuesday, come on fam. Yeah, it's a scorcher here in Northern Virginia. Yeah, it's hot here as well. Let me adjust this camera just a little bit. I just ate as well. I tried to just scarf down some food in between like the call and the live stream tonight. And I got some of the scruff. I'm not going to call this a mustache, but the scruff is coming back. All right. Mile 62 Trail Running Channel says, happy Tuesday to everyone. Very hot in Texas. Yeah, I bet. I don't know how people train in Texas. It's just so hot. It's hot and humid. Same with Florida. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. Because, like, you know, at least in like Arizona, places like that, you could say like, oh, it's hot there, but it's not humid. But Texas, you got like Arizona hot, but you also have humid. So it's crazy. Kudos to you. Hopefully you're getting out there safe. All right. Frank says, is your Wally World bike-shaped object in Chicago? I think I might buy the shoes, pedals now, and start practicing with them before your bike gets there. Maybe even a saddle. It's not. No, it's not here. So it's still in Iowa. We did buy a bike hitch. We bought we had a hitch installed onto like a trailer mount thing installed onto the car. And then I also ordered a bike carrier. All that's in Iowa, as is the bike. But we were maybe going to go back this weekend. I'm not sure if we will or not. And then depending on what happens with the other bike situation, things move slow. This is why I buy a lot of the stuff myself. And I don't like to work with brands sometimes. Not because they're doing anything wrong. They're moving at their speed. But sometimes, a lot of times, I don't plan ahead enough. And I need to move quicker. So yeah, so it's stressing me out a little bit for sure. I do feel like I need to be riding a lot more, but I'm not. So I'm concerned about it. I'm very concerned. All right. Affluent Journey says, hey, from Fort Lauderdale, 98 degrees Fahrenheit and 68% humidity. That's crazy. Oh, he said 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Still, either way, it's hot. I mean, I don't think I would really notice the difference between 89 and 98 when it's that humid. Mark Janko goes here, says, hello all. And Martha says, still terrible smoky air in Colorado, but it's supposed to improve by the weekend. So she can do her long run. Wow, that'll be good. That'll be good. I hope so. I hope so. Those fires, just crazy. It just seems like it never took any break from last year's fires, you know? All right. All right. The chat just jumped. So I apologize if I missed your question. I missed your comment, but I'm going to try to stay more in time with where you guys are. All right. Let's see who we got. We got Eric Bensky says, yo, what's going on? Han Bozy says, hi, everyone. Getting weirder. I don't know what that means. John's Conscious Life says, the vegan runner says, yo, what's going on, John? And Jay's here from LA. Says, happy Tuesday. What's going on, Jay? Ray Solar's knocked out 5 today. Nice. He's in his 4th week of prep for a half marathon. Good work. There you go. It's good progress. Mika says, evening all, busy day deputy mayoring. So no running for me. About to pick up a kettlebell, though, while watching the stream. That's cool. Deputy mayoring? That sounds like fun. As long as if it's like a 1 day thing, like, but if it's like actual, like I'm deputy mayor for like the next, 6 months or so, then it's, hard. But if it's just like I'm a deputy mayor for the day, that sounds like a lot of fun. I think I could do that. I would just like declare everything something something day. Like I would declare it Trivia Tuesday. I would declare it within the city of Chicago, like Taco Tuesday. Today is Taco Tuesday officially by the decree of the deputy mayor. Like I would do stuff like that. That's what I would just do all day. No handling of regular business because I'm just the deputy mayor for today. Tomorrow I'll be gone. I'm guessing it's not like that for you, Mika. Wicker World ASA Rock says Yoko and everyone. And Rain Runner says it's not hot yet in Portland, but it'll be over 100 later this week. Yeah, I saw stuff from Ginger Runner was posting some stuff saying that it was nice and cool. He went out for some runs, got by some water, beautiful reflections, mountains in the background, and then he's like, it's going to be 100 later. And that just doesn't make sense to me for that to happen to you guys in Portland. I remember going to Portland. The last time I was in Portland, no, it wasn't the last time, but one time when I was in Portland, it was like 90 degrees for a couple days and the city was freaking out. This was a couple years ago. But everyone was like, why is it doing this? What's going on? Because you guys don't get that. It's so crazy. And it's happened a couple times already this year. All right, GT says, shoe question. Why do you think Kipchoge and friends were wearing the Vaporfly Next% 2 instead of the Alpha Fly? Rupp had the Alpha Flies though. Yeah, I don't know. We were talking about it yesterday. Kipchoge probably would have still won that marathon no matter what shoe he ran in. And so I wonder if he's just being like, no one wears bread is buttered, so to speak, and running in the shoe that they're pushing for this year. They're not really pushing the Alpha Fly this year. I don't think it's getting an update. So but they're still, making them, they're still selling a bunch of them, but I don't know if they need to push them, but the Vaporfly Next% 2s are new for this year. So maybe that's what it is. Or maybe, because I feel like, before I move on from that, I do think that there's a high likelihood that the Alpha Fly was made with Kipchoge's stride and mechanics in mind. So I feel like it's not like, the shoe didn't agree with him. But I don't know. He seems to be particular about uppers. So maybe he preferred the upper on the Next% 2 this year, since it changed from that, what was it? The Vapor Weave? What was it? It was like that. It was kind of like that, like baggy material. It wasn't baggy, but like it was more like it wasn't like a knit material. And so like this year it's changed quite a bit. So maybe with the upper change, he prefers it now. I'm not sure. But for a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people that are, capable of running like a 1 hour half marathon or in that range, people that are capable of running those speeds tend to prefer the Next% 2, it seems. Mortals, normal people, seem to prefer the Alpha Fly for marathons. So that's kind of my take on it. Bryce Blankenfield says, do you ever wish you trained with a team? Sometimes. Sorry if you're hearing like lots of music and stuff. The kids are watching Addams Family. It's actually pretty good. The animated one, the latest animated one, I actually really like it. But that's what's in the background. But do I ever wish I trained with a team? Sometimes. I think it would be good to be able to like really gut it out on like some track workouts and stuff, or some long runs with a lot of speed. I think that's when it'd be good. But if I were on like a college type of team where we run together every day, I don't think I need that. I just don't it doesn't fit in my day. We talked about that yesterday a little bit too, talking about like I don't really run with any of the run groups here because it adds so much time to an exercise session to like commute to where everyone's meeting. You have to get there early so that everyone's there on time, and then you have to do the run and then you come back. So like that, it just adds up. I wish I had time for that. I just don't. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Daniel M. I didn't see this. Did y'all see that Atria is winding down its subscription service? Didn't see that. I have an email sitting in my inbox from I think it's about getting the base model too. I need to respond to that. I owe him probably a couple emails. Yeah. Vincent says though about the Alpha Fly, he's heard that they're making an Alpha Fly too. I'd be interested in that. I would review that. I'm not interested in reviewing the next percent two, but I am very much interested if there's an Alpha Fly update, even if there's an upper update. But that upper was, the material, I love the knit, but it crunched my big toe. My big toe is still messed up. I haven't run in an Alpha Fly in months, but my big toe is still pretty messed up because of it. Spicy Pretzel giving us some more insight says, I think Kipchoge said in a statement that the Vaporfly is better for racing / variable paces, while the Alpha Fly is more for steady effort. Oh, I could see that. So if he's going to break 2, he just wants to set it and forget it and go same pace mile after mile after mile. Alpha Fly. I could see that. One's a Grand Tourer, one's built for the track, or like the racetrack, so to speak, not a running track. Okay. Oh, so it is getting enough. Tony has seen it. It's coming. Cool. All right. I'm excited. I'm very excited about it. Affluent Journey says, I only saw one Brazilian guy wearing Adios Pro 2. He dropped. Everyone else is Nike. Nobody Saucony. You know, they would have had a really big finisher in Saucony if Saucony could have had their stuff together. I don't know what's going on at Saucony. I don't know what their vision is for their sponsored athletes. You know, like at one point I was like, oh, are they going to drop all their sponsored athletes and just like start hitting hard on like social media, influencers, you know, that kind of thing? I don't get the sense that that's what they're doing. So like, I don't know what they're doing. It doesn't make any sense to me. But like, I don't know how you let so many people go and sign with other groups. But you know, JC says he saw a few ASICs, the Metaspeed. Yeah, I saw some of those too. And I mean, I do feel like there was a decent amount of variety. Jake Riley ran in the On Cloud Booms, I think. So that was interesting. But yeah, definitely a heavy Nike field, it looked like. All right. Yeah, Martha says she saw a lot of the ASICS Sky, like, or the Edge. It's hard to tell in the mirror. Yeah, I don't know how to tell either. I mean, you can't tell by looking at it. You have to like put them up. It's the way I think of it. It's a lot like when I try to figure out what's blue and what's purple. I have to look at something as a reference, or maybe two colors next to each other, and then I can figure out maybe one's blue and one's purple. The Metaspeed Sky and Edge, I have to look at them like put them next to each other, you know. So like otherwise, I can't tell which one's which. Dammy says, your video on Runners Knee helped me out. The massage gun was probably the best purchase this year for me. It makes foam rolling so redundant. Why didn't you know those were carbon blades? I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that those were carbon blades. You know, I thought that on the Prime X. Well, number one, I'm glad that your runner's knee is getting helped out from the massage gun. That's awesome. And why didn't I know the Prime X was carbon blade? I don't know. I don't really. When I review a shoe, I actually try to do as little homework on it as possible. I do as much as I need to kind of like figure out, and I guess I didn't do enough. Because like if you read, you know, I don't read other people's reviews. I try not to watch other people's videos. Sometimes, you know, like a brand will kind of offer / insist that you sit through like a presentation about the shoe, you know, and so I'll go to those virtually. But I try to like just let the shoe speak for itself. And for some reason, the idea that the Prime X had carbon blades in it, just completely, I never picked that up. And it's still, when I think about it now, is really weird. And I wish I had realized that or known about it before, because I feel like that is an even bigger infraction of the World Athletics rules than the stack height is. Not that it matters. I mean, I don't think that one rule is like worth 3 demerits and one is worth 2 or anything like that. But like, so some of the World Athletic rules are, you know, 40 millimeter stack height. That's the catch-all rule, right? But more specifically, you're only allowed to have one layer of carbon element or rigid element in there. Now the Adios Pro gets around it by having a plate in the heel and then the energy rods in the forefoot, but it's still on a single like plane, right? But you're not allowed to stack. So that's a very specific rule violation. And then the Prime X having the energy rods and those carbon blades, that's clearly a World Athletics violation too. So like it's doubly runs afoul of the World athletic rules. So, yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know. I never thought about it. Frank Mahoulier says, did the Edge come out? Yeah, it's available on the ASICS site too. And, I actually talked with Thomas about it when we were in Baltimore. We were chatting. And he said that ASICS was like, we're not going to send you guys I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'll say it. He said that someone from, I don't know who it was, so it's hearsay. But he said that someone from ASICS was like, we're not going to send it to you because it's more specifically tailored to like the Asian preferences in terms of what they want in their running shoes. So it's a little bit firmer, and we have a feeling that you guys aren't going to like it. So we're not going to send it to you guys. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But they did. I don't know if Ben Johnson bought one of his own or if they sent one to Ben Johnson, though, because he has both. I need to talk to him more about it. I may be going to Minnesota soon, so maybe I could schedule in time to go for a run with him, pick his brain a little bit. So it is out. But based on that, I'm like, I don't know if I'm, I have lots of stuff that I'm super excited about. I'm less excited about a shoe that I'm like, going into it, I'm not sure if I'm going to love it, So it's out. It's out there. Let's see. We got a super chat here. Ray Sollers, the happy jogger, coming with a super chat again. Thank you so much, man. Says the SE Shift, Saucony Endorphin Shift, is arriving today. Reviewers seem to rule it solid, but no great shakes. Who do you think it is best for? I think it is best for people who want a little bit or even a lot of bit of stability in their daily trainers and want something, and like it seems to be a bit of a firm shoe to me, and a little bit heavy. And so I feel like it's one of those shoes that like it moves, it gets there's a fluidity to it that I think is very smooth, but it's not soft and cushioned, even though it looks like it might be. But it seems to me to be very, very like structured. It's very rigid in certain spots. So like that's why I think it's a little bit like confusing to people. Doesn't always make sense. I think of it as the daily trainer in the Endorphin series, but not a classic daily trainer. It might even be like in the same category of like the On Cloud Stratus or the Deviate Nitro, like a longer run shoe that you can run a little bit faster in, but maybe not the best for a long run that's slow. So that's kind of where I feel like I think it's a little bit ahead of time. That might be ultimately the best answer for it. All right. Oh, you guys you're blowing up in the chat here today. There's one that I wanted to do. Spicy Person wants to know how many miles did you put on the Primex? I hope 100. I'd love to take it to 100 to see if that thing softens up a lot over time. Just that much Light Strike Pro. I wouldn't think it would change a lot, but like with that much, maybe. Luis has taken his Vaporfly out for his August 22nd half marathon race. I know you've been saving those. He says they look like they need to have some action. So much dust. Haven't used them since March 2020. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're going to get out there racing. Hopefully you have a really good time. As far as shoes that you have to see next to each other to figure out which one's which, Shannon says, I have to see the Endorphin Pro and the Endorphin Speed next to each other to know the difference. You have to like memorize like which colors are on which. That's the only way to do it because they do look similar. For me, the giveaway is usually the heel. But again, you got to like memorize it. But if someone's out running, it's really hard to tell. The outsole patterns are different too. Same pattern, just different color, accents. But like if there's a lot of different colors that are out there, it's going to get hard to kind of keep it all straight. Eric Bensky says, is the Clifton 8 worth picking up? I think so. I really enjoy the Clifton 8. I put them on the other day. I think I put them on after running in the Cloud Stratus. And oh man, the Cliftons felt so good. They felt so soft and cushioned. So like, yeah, I feel like, they're on the softer end of the daily trainers. So I did enjoy it quite a bit. All right. Fernando Herrera coming in with a super chat. Thanks so much, Fernando. Says, a lot of viewers say the Clifton 8 midsole is outdated to the point of not being worth buying. Do you feel similarly? A lot of people say that, but I don't feel similarly. I really like what Hoka is doing with their EVA. I mean, they're getting a lot of mileage out of EVA, right? Because everyone's like, EVA, compression molded EVA, that's boring. But they're making it work. And I feel like for me, the Clifton keeps getting better and better. I feel like there was I didn't run in versions. I think I ran the first one I ran was 5, maybe 6. But I think before that, if you look at the reviews, the Clifton was all over the place for in terms of quality control, sizing, fit, durability, like not even just durability, just like materials, like ripping and stuff like that. It was all over the place. I feel like from 6 to 7 to 8, it's been getting refined. I feel like in a really nice way that I've been enjoying. So I like what they're doing with it. People have been saying like Boost is dead for how long, and I will say like Boost may be dead because Ted Cruz killed it, but look at the endorphin series. It's like chemically a very similar compound, and look how well it's being used. So it's like, the foam isn't the entire shoe. There's more to it than just the foam. So like, I don't know. I haven't read a lot of Clifton 8 reviews, but I like what they're doing with it. I followed up. I should be getting the Rincon 3 soon, and it's also a compression molded EVA foam shoe, as is the Bondi X. So like, pretty excited to be getting those shoes as well. Daniel M says Ted Cruz wears Boost. Yeah, it was yeah, when he was trying to flee the country to go to Mexico, when there was that ice storm that like crippled Texas because Texas refused to join the federal electric grid and wants to have a deregulated grid of their own. Which, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But rather than like stay in his home state and make sure his constituents were, had things like water, or try to like, contact the federal government for disaster relief, he was going to Cancun, and there's pictures of him at the airport in his Ultra Boost 20s. It's like one of my favorite things of last year. It's just so funny. All right. Chris Dyke says, "Hey folks, here for the back 9 on my last day out." Oh well, thank you so much for spending it with us. I'm honored that you do that, Chris. Hopefully you've had some good days off in the meantime. All right, Raymond says, a lot of love for the 7. Raymond said, "I just traveled and used the Clifton 7 as the daily walking plus running shoe. Love the Clifton and how consistent it is. I don't need anything flashy." Yeah, race. You can say, but you gotta wipe your mouth first. You got chocolate all over the place. The baby wants to say hey, but she just had to like Nutella, which is all over. Race Fowler is saying he loves his Clifton 7s and have a lot of miles left to run on them. Yeah, you know what? I see. Oh, Sean Marshall also too. I enjoyed the 7, but ultimately need something firmer, as I did get some hip discomfort from all that stack. So for the 1080 is a sweet spot for Max Cush. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that for me, the 1080 I thought was a little bit firm. So yeah. So I hear you. Yeah, a lot of love for that Clifton 7. And Carrie Smith says the Clifton 8 was a nice shoe. Yeah. I was going to say something. I just completely forgot. Let's skip to the next. All right, here she comes. Now, you clean up yourself? There you go. Say hi.
Hi.
You still wearing jammies today?
Mm-hmm.
What movie are you guys watching?
Addams Family.
Yeah. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any other Addams Family movies or just this one?
This
there's many.
Hmm?
Did you know that? There's ones with like people, like actors, and not cartoons. Did you know that? Should we watch them?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if we can find them. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
All right. Brett Reed says, "Hey, Co, got my Adidas Prime X yesterday. Only one tongue is stitched to the shoe. Is it supposed to be? Or is it like suit jacket pockets where they are sewn, but you take the seam apart? I'll have to look. I'm trying to think. That tongue was weird. So like if a normal tongue, like the normal tongue, it covers the top of your foot so that the sides of the shoe can come over it. On mine, it gets cut in like this a little bit. So it's like scout. It's weird. That tongue is weird. Brett, I'll go look at my Prime X in a little bit to see like if they're like how they're gusseted or sewn in or not. I'll have to see. Jesper Berg says, "Oh, looking forward to the Rincon 3 review." Yeah, I am too, because they said that they changed the midsole. Like it looks identical, but EVA, I think, is a malleable material. Not only from from the consumer side, it does change over time, but I think that in terms of like what you can do to the EVA, you can tinker around with, I guess, like the ingredients or the production process to give it some slightly different properties. And they said that they made it as soft as the Clifton foam. That's some of the things that I've been hearing, but also a little bit more durable because people have been chewing up theirs or getting their shoes chewed up because there's so much exposed foam. So they said they were going to address both of those issues in this Rincon 3. So I look forward to checking that out. All right. Sean Marshall says, you think the Primex is weirder than the 10.9? I think I need to make a follow-up video. I think I need to make a weird shoe battle. I think there needs to be a completely unnecessary weird shoe battle. If I still had the meta ride, I would put it in there too. But yeah, I mean, maybe that'd be a reason to get the Aurora BL, but I don't think the Aurora BL is weird enough to be included with the Primex and the 10.9. I think we're gonna need something. We're gonna have to find something super super strange. So yeah, I think the 10.9 looks weirder. The Primex is weirder to run in. Believe it or not. But I just feel like the 10.9 is just like, what is going on here, guys? It's just so unstable in the turns. And Vincent's like, yes, he wants a weird shoe battle. All right. Sean Marshall said, life is short, running the weird shoes. Okay, coming up. Probably next week. Yeah, Rainer says the Bondi X has got to be in the weird shoe battle. Maybe. I'll have to see. I don't think the Bondi X is gonna be that weird. I think people are gonna be like, I don't know. The Bondi X doesn't come out till October. So like I normally don't like to review shoes super early, but like the moment I get it, I'm gonna put it on. Because I have a feeling people are gonna be like, this is giant. This feels weird and wrong, but it's also right. That's what I feel like is gonna happen.
I have a new iPad case.
Yes, you do have a new iPad case. That's nice. It's nice and squishy and like foam everywhere. Martha says, weird shoe.
Has like a frame. It has a teal frame.
It has a frame. That's right, and it's teal.
And it matches the clay tools.
Yeah. Martha says she wants a weird shoe race series where we have to race in them, but you're right about the Aurora BL. It feels great despite its appearance. Yeah, see, I think that's gonna be. I don't think that the Aurora BL is that weird. It's very different from Brooks, but I don't think it's that strange. I don't know. Maybe I need to look at it closer. Maybe I've written it off as being a normal-ish shoe. Terry says, I cannot express how much I want a pair of Primex. That weird shoe is playing weird and so very, very weird. I love that energy. That's great. That's so great. Sean Mars says the next Olympics there will be a half marathon for weird shoes only. Yeah, only prototypes. That'd be funny. But, oh man. All right. Andor Kish says, I don't get the hype of the Mach 4. 150 miles in and the outsole is beyond worn and holes developing inside where the ankle is. That's strange, man. That's not normal. Are people running on dirt roads? That's the only thing I can think of if like their outsole is super chewed up. Like, what do your shoes look like on your other shoes at 150 miles in? Because like I could see it. Mine are wearing too. I think I'm at like 70 miles on mine. But I have specifically avoided dirt roads, like the dirt roads are over in Iowa. So like, because I was like, that's just gonna eat them up. And I've been saving it for just the concrete and the pavement out here. But even then, like I'm still getting really good grip even in water, like wet conditions. So I've been. I don't know if I'm lucky or I don't know. But I know that a lot of people have been mentioning that too, so I don't want to really discount it, but it's just been very different than my experience with it. So I'm sorry to hear that it's not working for you, Andor. I've been really enjoying the Mach 4. All right. Andrew wants to know, is 40 miles a week in middle school too much? I would say it's not going to be too much if they're almost all easy miles, right? I think that like, if in the off season now in the summer, I mean, kudos to you for putting in that work. Because it's hot and it's hard to be running 40 miles a week, but by the time like your season's about to start and you start having like, formal practices and 2-a-days, you'll be in good shape. You know, you won't be playing catch up. So you'll be in a position to start getting in some quality work once it's time to be with your coaches and stuff. So, you know, I think that'll be good. That mileage will go down as the season progresses, which is what I would anticipate, because you'll be putting in some harder efforts. But as long as you're like for 40 miles a week in middle school, for, you know, running, you know, 5Ks, I don't remember. I didn't run cross country in middle school. I don't think they had it for me in middle school. So like, I don't know if they run 3Ks at the middle school age or if they run 5Ks, but you know, that's a good amount of distance to be running in middle school, but I don't think it's crazy either. So like, yeah, but I would just make sure a lot of it's easy and, you know, spend a lot of time doing your drills and stuff. So build up that leg strength. Oh, Carrie Smith says for the weird shoe battle, throw in the shoe without a heel. That's a fun, you know, I mean, the Primex feels like it doesn't have a heel, you know, so it's very, very, very similar. Thomasville says, does the iPad case have a drop? No, but it's super thick stack height, so it's max cushion. Daniel M says, where'd it go? Oh, I love new iPad case day, and matching is very important. You know what? Did you? I don't know if you guys caught it. What she said it matches with. It matches with her, like, she has like Play-Doh and clay sculpting tools. It matches. It's like a teal color that matches those. I didn't know that it was important to match those, or if that's just like the other thing that she knows that is teal. You know, yeah, she likes talking about it. All right, Will Dacus says, any shoe suggestions for a road 80K? That's a lot of Ks on the road. You know, I haven't tried it yet, but you know, I would think about shoes like the Bondi X. I think that could be a really good one. I mean, I think that Alpha Fly probably like the best answer. Yeah, 80K. It's a double marathon. So, but yeah, I think an Alpha Fly would be a really good choice. Endorphin Speed, I think, would be a really good choice. So, like, I'd be less concerned about carbon and more concerned about cushion. Yeah. I'm guessing you're probably not going to do a shoe change in that. So, I'd probably go with Alpha Fly. The 100K, the USAT, like the USA 100K champion, she ran it in Alpha Flies. I think it was all on a track, but she did it in Alpha Flies, and she said it was really good for it. Whenever I see those like 24-hour races that are on tracks, like half the people have either next percents, which is a little bit confusing for me, and Alpha Flies. So that's what I see a lot of. Yeah. Eric Fensky says this, nobody. And then running shoes companies say, let's get weird with it. I think that we like weird. You know, I think that I like weird, especially in like the running shoe category, even if it's like a big miss, because I feel like, you know, if everything's just safe, you get boring shoes. You get lots of boring shoes, you know, so yeah. Burp says, hi, Michael. I have an arthritic toe and want to try the cushiest shoe available. What's the cushiest shoe you've ever reviewed? Thank you. I'd probably say I would go with the Fresh Foam More version 3. I mean, I definitely suffer from recency biases and primacy biases. So like stuff that I've tried like just a little while ago, I tend to forget. But first impressions and last impressions make a big impression on me. So I would say the Fresh Foam More version 3 is the most recent max cushion shoe that I've been really enjoying. I'm trying to think what else I liked. Yeah. I mean, the Bondi is good, but sometimes the fit on the Bondi and the fit didn't agree with me. I felt like for a shoe that is as cushioned as the Bondi is, the upper was too snug. So it's definitely worth considering. I think the Bondi, if you're talking about cushion shoes, the Bondi should always be in the discussion. But like sometimes the fit, I feel like it leaves some wiggle room to be desired, literally, in my opinion. But those are the two that I would look at first. Shan says, guys, did you get the free bag of scratch from Strava? Just used it for my track workout today and felt great. Only complaint, I was still thirsty when it was gone and no water fountain. Oh, that's a bummer. Someone mentioned that the other day, and I meant to sign up for whatever that scratch bag challenge was, and I never did. Is there still time to do that? I should do that. I could go for a free bag of scratch. I'm just about done with the Noon Endurance Mix. I bought a tub of it. Just about finished with that. I've been enjoying that. I think I might try some of the Element. We've been talking about that on the live stream a couple times. I might try some of that Element next. And then, what I was thinking for this could either be a mukbang idea or it could be a happy hour idea. Someone mentioned I forget who it was. Someone mentioned Silk Ultra. It's a 20 grams protein per 8-ounce serving soy milk. They have it at the grocery store that I go to. So I was thinking maybe I'll do that and buy a whole bunch of milks. Because I've tried all the different milks before. Mostly I've tried them though in different smoothies and stuff. I've never just drank them like a America's Test Kitchen style, like blind taste test, or just even a taste test, like having them serially, like one after the other. So maybe I'll do that. Get like an oat milk, an almond milk, a soy milk. I just feel like it's going to hurt my stomach though. I don't know. But that's something that I'm very curious about. All right. Sean says, I really hope Saucony revamps the Freedom line. My favorite, and they've been so close each time. But the new one is marketing as a CrossFit shoe or something. Is it the 4? The Freedom 4 is? Well, I mean, I feel like it's got the right name to be popular with the CrossFit community. If they put a thin blue line on it, I feel like that it'd be like a top seller. But I don't know. Maybe. I didn't know that. I thought that last year, the Freedom 3, it was too squishy, and so it just needed a little bit but it was also low stack height and squishy at the same time. So I was like, this is interesting. I felt like I was a little bit too unstable in that shoe, but I mean, it is called the Freedom. So yeah, I hear you on that one, Sean. But I thought that the Freedom 4 was just like a minor update. So I didn't really look at it. Maybe I'll take another look at it. Not that I'm planning on doing CrossFit, but to see if that's in fact the direction that they went. Interesting. G Gordon 99 says easy miles means zone 2 heart rate. That's what it means to me. Some people for that means conversational pace, but I feel like most people's conversational pace tends to get into zone 3. But I think that easy miles means zone 2. All right. Yeah, Carrie Smith also did the scratch bag challenge and waiting on a free bag to come in the mail. Yeah. I'll tell you what, after we went for a run together in Baltimore, and Featherstone, I don't know how she says it. I forget. I apologize. Was there, as was the Believe in the Run crew and some of the reviewers that had flown in for the weekend. And then we stopped and finished at Thomas and Megan's house, and they had a big bag of scratch lemonade. And I never had the lemonade flavor. It just tasted like lemonade, and it was nice. But yeah. So what do the reviewers drink when they're running out there? They drink scratch, apparently. Featherstone likes scratch a lot, it seems. I like scratch too. I feel like it tastes too much like just a regular drink, though, to me. I kind of like it to be, maybe I'm just so primed by Gatorade. I grew up with it. I grew up with the Be Like Mike, the Like Mike commercials, that like I need it to taste somewhat like artificial. That's how I like my gels too. Like that's why I don't love Spring, I think, because it just tastes like food. I need it to taste like science a little bit, I guess. But I do sometimes just have lemonade, like country time after a run. It's just really nice. A lot of sugar, but it is really nice. Yeah, Anthony got the joke. Says, if they made like a Freedom line with a thin blue line on it, they may make me never want to buy a Saucony again. Yeah, I don't think they would do that. I hope that they wouldn't do that. That'd be weird. Even Under Armour wouldn't do that, or maybe they have. I don't know. If there were one company that were going to put an actual thin blue line on their shoes, it would be Under Armour, right? I don't know. I don't know. I'm maybe opening a door I don't want to go into. Daniel M says, "Are you going to use clip pedal on the tri bike?" That's a plan. And we'll see. If I use the Walmart bike, I guess I could put clipless pedals on the Walmart bike. I mean that would mean that the pedals would cost about half as much as the cost of the bike. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Andrew Bossy says, my mom was looking at the Cloudflow. She didn't listen to what I was saying. My only reasoning was Kofuzi said so. Oh man, that's so funny. Oh, great. That's awesome. Sean Marsh says, how far away do you think we are from a Kofuzi club race? Oh, I don't know. We'd have to have a team. We'd have to get some kit, which I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, maybe I need to talk to Greg. I got to talk to Greg Itahara. Maybe we could work together on something. And then we'd have to like register as a team and stuff. I don't know. It could be fun. I think we should. All right, Daniel M says, in the book Running with the Kenyans, they would usually all buy sodas after their run. Thought that was interesting. I mean, yeah, it's got sugar, it's got salt in it. You know, the bubbles are refreshing. I can tell you, I do like my post-run beers. You know, so like, there's nothing I disagree with on any of that. But like, you know, like Coca-Cola is good during like a long run. For some reason, it works. I like the Tailwind, the Colorado Cola flavor. Delicious, like a flat Coca-Cola. I don't know why it's delicious, but it is. But then, like, if I think about like having like a Diet Pepsi after a long run, that just, yeah, it'd feel like a gargling with salt water. I don't know. Maybe I should try it. Maybe. Shannon says, "Oh, Co, I wouldn't go clipless without training runs. I tipped over and busted my hip so many times last summer. It takes practice." Yeah, you know, I'm thinking about like getting not like, you know, my sister-in-law had pedals on hers that she had Solomon shoes that just looked like regular like casual shoes. And so like, and I think the other side, you could just pedal on the other side of them. So I feel like, you know, that might be more my speed. You know, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Yeah. I mean, there's so many levels that this triathlon is going to be a disaster. So it's going to be a comedy of errors, but I'm going to stumble through it. As long as I can make it past the swim cutoff time, I think the rest will be comedic and fun. But, you know, not making a mockery of the sport, not trying to make a mockery of the sport, but like just, I'm really nervous about making the cutoff for the swim. Everything else is just going to be gravy on top of that. All right, Martha says, we were dreaming of a Kofuzi Weird Mile series this summer throughout the pandemic, and we should still pursue something in the future, Mike. Okay. All right. We can do it. I'll have to fit it into the schedule. We got to figure out how do we fit it in the schedule? How do we do it? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna two things I got to think about. I got to think about some more kit. I don't think we're gonna be having enough time for summer kit, but something, and then the Weird Mile series. Yeah, New Metro says the Shimano PD M530 is speed on one side and platform on the other. See, that's why I think that maybe I need to go, because I'm just thinking like there might be times where I want to be clipped in, and there might be other times where I might not want to be clipped in. Like if I'm just like riding to commute to go somewhere, you know. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess like the pedals aren't that expensive because you can just buy mini, but then you have to like have them somewhere and change them out, and you know they're not plug and play. You got to get tools out and stuff. Yeah. Shannon says, regarding the clipless pedals though, after seeing you hurdle this summer, you're much more athletic than me, and since you won't have stoplights, maybe you'll be okay. Yeah, here's where I am worried about the clipless pedals is like me crashing into someone, like either like hopping on the bike, like coming out of transition, or coming you know, going back into transition after the ride. Like that's where I feel like, you know, I'll be doing something that other people aren't expecting like an adult on a bicycle to do, because I won't have the experience. So that's my biggest concern. If I feel like And I might fall down. Then I'll probably go with it. But if I feel like I could be a danger to others, then I probably will stay. So that's gonna be how I kind of decide. But Dan says Martha is right as always. Definitely practice clipping it. Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely be doing a lot of practice. I hope I'm practicing soon. That's my goal. That's my hope. Terry Furlong says strangest post-training snack. I once talked with some Russian cyclists here in the UK. They love Pop-Tarts. They were astounded when I explained they needed to be toasted and not eaten from frozen. That's amazing. That's so cool. It's incredible. I mean, like, if you're looking at just the raw numbers, I guess as a post-activity snack, I'm guessing a lot of sugar, a lot of salt. I'm guessing there's also a pretty high fat content, which might be nice to have after a strenuous workout. Is that something that people track? Do people count like fat calories when they're talking about their post? I mean, people talk about protein, electrolytes, sugar, but they don't talk about fat. Is that not good? Is it good? I don't know. It would seem to me to have like a balanced mix of things would be good. Maybe protein forward, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Terry says, Mike, don't worry, everyone has a first time. Yeah. Yeah, we all do. You gotta start somewhere. And Bryce Blankenfield says, triathlons require too much coordination for me to participate. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I'm just gonna go in uncoordinated and figure it out. All right. I got to switch over to the webcam here real quick because I think the camera overheated. But I also think it's probably a good time to end for today, everybody. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Today's video, just, as I mentioned earlier, the day got away from me. I think it should be done rendering now, so it'll be going up soon, talking about a heart rate monitor. And then tomorrow's video, I'm going to be talking about the Endorphin Pro 2. Went for a run with that today. Spoiler alert, it's the same shoe as last year, I think. So, yeah, but that's what tomorrow's video will be about. I don't know if that makes the video really short and easy or not. I don't know, but that's what it'll be. And then later in the day, tomorrow, we'll also do another live stream, same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, I'll see you guys then. But in the meantime, thanks, everybody. Be safe.